We first met online. We actually met on an app called Plenty of Fish. Really, your average 20-some-year-old.
It was before Bumble and Tinder were really cool. So I think it was just because his profile was actually put together. It wasn't just, I don't know, I like fishing and beer. It was something a little more in depth.
It was the only app I could find that allowed me to put just looking for friends, which I was at the time. But, things kind of progressed kind of quickly. She'll give you a different story than how I said things started, but we messaged for about a month before we actually met in person.
So it was emailing, like literally we would email, and I would wait for days or we'd get like 1 or 2 emails a day. And one of the emails, actually, he told me that one of his students' cars got started on fire because he was a school therapist at that point. So that actually stuck in my mind. That's literally the only thing I remember from our messaging. But yeah, we met online and it actually worked. So going with it.
So our first date, we met at Bonfire restaurant in St. Paul, which is now no longer. I didn't care for their food, so I can see why they went under, but
I thought it was great. It was on Grand Avenue. Justus hated it. And we had dinner. It was great. There was great conversation. The first thing I noticed about him is that he actually listened. And not that he listened, but you could tell that he was genuinely curious. He wanted to know, he wanted to learn about you.
She will say that she drank half a bottle of wine and ate beforehand so she wouldn't eat too much at the date, but I didn't care about that, so I ate what I did. But I was kind of nervous a little bit. She says she was very nervous, especially after we met in person. But the date went really well. We talked for pretty much the whole time.
So we wrapped up dinner. Everything was great. I actually went to watch him play broomball after that because I didn't know what broomball was. And I tease him now because he whipped out his phone at dinner. I'm like, why would you have your phone out at dinner, like on your first date? He was so excited about it. It was kind of nerdy actually, but how giddy he was to show me this highlight video that somebody in Indiana made and explaining all these things, and the soccer, it's like a soccer ball, but it's like a hockey at the same time.
Yeah, so obviously adult sports are what they are, so the fact that she was willing to come and watch while we played, and then stuck it through, and then wanted to hang out afterwards, obviously was a positive sign in my light.
So I went to watch him play broomball, and that was great. And then he came back to my place, and we sat up and talked until 4 a.m. And he lived in Owatonna at that time, so he had to drive probably an hour still after that.
We talked for about 5 hours, and I left there at about 4 in the morning.
But again, the first thing I noticed about him was how genuine he was and how curious he was. There was zero judgment. He just wanted to learn and know about you. So very, very fun, but it was pretty awesome.
So it was a good first date. But we're opposites in what we like, because I am sports, active, get up early, go do things.
Who was up first today?
Exhaust myself until I go to bed. Where Rachel likes to sleep until 10, maybe 11. She's more artistic. She, photographs, or, graphic design, that kind of stuff.
Anything where we can really compete, we like, even though
I just play left-handed.
I most of the time lose. I just make him modify, so the handicap is there. I think for us, the moral of the story is anything that we're like actively engaged in is when we enjoy.
And we can banter.
And we can banter. That he will engage with my ridiculousness and my like tangents and dumb things and like play off of it, create more banter, which in turn like makes us both giggle. And
yeah, so the one thing we do enjoy doing together is having fun, so yeah, that keeps things going.
And beating you on Mario Kart.
She doesn't actually beat me though. Was my dog, our black lab Maisie was my dog initially.
She was about 1.5 years when I met Justus. And he had Zelda, our golden doodle, who was about 6 months.
Yeah, we're so lucky with our 2 dogs. We both got dogs coming out of kind of hard emotional stressors, and we both got dogs that kind of helped alleviate a lot of that.
We're just so lucky with the 2 of them. They instantly became best friends. And Zelda can kind of be a little bit of a bee, especially with other dogs. So the fact that she loves Maisie as much as she does is like a real thing. If one of them is gone, like if Maisie's at my parents' house and Zelda's here, or Zelda's at the groomer and Maisie's here, the other one is almost like depressed and mopey because they're not with each other. So yes, they're very entertaining, the 2 of them.
So needless to say, we love our dogs too. Yeah. The proposal, the pressure of getting engaged had been going on for about 2 years before that.
By who?
Yeah.
Not me.
Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, we had already picked out rings together and done that because I didn't want to screw that up because we all know how that would have went. So we did that together. So she knew it was coming at some point, but there was a good gap between when we actually bought the ring.
A good gap as in 10 months.
Yeah. So I figured the best time to do it would be on her birthday because we had just moved in this house about a month before. It happened down at Minnehaha Falls, and we had our friend Becca film it for us.
We always tease Becca because she studied abroad in Russia, so we always tell her she's a Russian spy and just like is here on a mission.
So she wore a wig.
You had no idea who she was. She literally looked like a different person, and that can't be the first time that she's done that.
And it was on a like 102-degree day and 75% humidity.
80% humidity.
So
like it was gross.
And the poor girl had to sit there while I kept texting her saying, we're a little delayed. So she was a good trooper for us. But the proposal happened down there just like on camera when I was by myself.
Okay,
I got
but
nervous to talk.
Also, there was a man
swimming about that.
under the falls.
Yeah,
which
that
is
delayed
a no-no.
things. Yeah, it delayed
because
things.
I was so I kind of knew it was happening, but I was super distracted because I was like genuinely concerned that this man was gonna die down there by the falls.
And then some security guy was running down there like, hey, you can't be in there. So
yeah, it was a little chaotic.
But
yeah, he was sweating because he was
so
nervous,
hot.
not because it was hot. He was really nervous. I wish I could redo my answer. And then I said, it's about time, and that's all I said. And I was like, that was not polite or romantic or anything. I wish I could redo it.
First thing, was...
Oh my God.
And then the second one was definitely, it's about time.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It was really romantic.
Quintessential us in that scenario, so. She's so supportive. She's supportive in everything I do when it comes to work, when it comes to my sports, and all the kind of risks that I'm willing to take in order to progress in life. She's a true partner in that sense.
Justus is probably one of the best human beings that I know. He is so genuine. He's so trustworthy. Like you can tell him anything. There's zero judgment. And he is just so curious, and he wants to do the best for every single person. And that's something that I just know, like he makes me a better person.
She does a much better job than I do at kind of, saying the sorries first and really pushing through the barriers to make sure things with us are complete and at balance. So she is everything that I was hoping to find in someone, so I'm extremely lucky that it just happened that way. Knowing that I do understand everything she does for me and everything that we have going for us, I couldn't be more lucky to be where I am.